Hey YouTube, this is Robert Ness 816. It's been a while since I've posted any videos, so this one's going to be on two Seiko solar powered watches I've had for quite a while. If any of you guys remember, about 5 years ago, Seiko had a large run of solar powered watches with the V158 movement in them that had defects in them where the watch would exhibit what would seem like a dead battery when in fact it was an issue with the movement itself binding. So Seiko's response to this was to basically deny that there was anything wrong with the watches, and instead they just discontinued the watches. These are two examples that had those defective movements in them, and if you find the old Amazon reviews, you'll actually see a lot of people have problems with these watches just randomly just quitting out. You see the second hands in them will just stop working. So both of these watches, believe it or not, had that problem. My original version of this diver's watch I actually sent back, and I received another one, which is this one, and it's working perfectly fine. This one unfortunately stopped working outside the return window, and basically Seiko wanted me to pay to return the watch, and the repair costs for the watch was going to be more than what I paid for it. So that was when I took matters into my own hands and I basically fixed it myself. So 5 years later, the watch is still working just fine. The issue that I found out was a lubrication issue, or at least I think that's what it was. So here I have a shot of the V158 movement, and what I did was I lubricated these gears here. I basically put a little bit of oil on all of these points that move on the movement here, and I put a little bit of oil here. And then after, what I did was I just kind of spun the watch around by pulling the crown out. I spun the watch around, the movement around rather, and you could literally feel the movement freeing up as I did that. So what I did was I took the tip of a pen point, or a not pen point, a needle point, and put a drop of oil on this, and then basically just took the excess off, so I had about less than a drop, and just kind of very sparingly applied it to all of these points here, and in this hole right here, and once again right here. So since doing that 5 years down the road here, this watch is working perfectly. So I just figured I would share that. So the issue was definitely a binding issue of some sort. And then I put some silicone grease on the gasket. You just put in enough just to coat the gasket when you put it back on. So this video is basically for those who already know how to work on watches. Or if you have one of these at home that you never got rid of because you spent $150 on it or whatever it was you spent on it, and it stopped working on it, you didn't want to get rid of it, you can try this method out, and you should have good results with it like I did. So again, this was the watch that I did the repair to, and it's working perfectly fine. So no issues whatsoever. This one, again, this is like 5 years old now, and no problem at all with it. So I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching.